Hello, and welcome. I've been fascinated by Batman and DC Comics since the release of Batman Arkham Asylum back in 2009. Today I would like to discuss two theories about the gameplay and plot of Batman Arkham Shadow. The first being the Long Halloween comic being introduced to the Arkhamverse, which is merely hinted at by Alfred in Arkham Knight. In reference to Professor Pig's murders, reminds him of a series of murders that occurred during Halloween in Batman's earlier years. Before we begin, I would like to reiterate that these are just my hopes of the game's plot, or maybe even future Arkham games. Without further ado, let's get started. Our story begins with the assassination of Richard Daniel, the head honcho of Gotham's National Bank, who was then killed by Johnny Vitti, a member of the Falcone family. Then Vitti is killed by an unknown perpetrator who left behind a jack-o'-lantern and a baby bottle nipple as a suppressor on the murder weapon. This crime happened on a dreadful Halloween night, starting a series of murders throughout the next year. Because of this, Batman, Gordon, and Harvey Dent have taken a pact to take down the Falcone family and this mysterious Halloween killer. As Dent and Batman attempt to destroy Falcone money in a warehouse, Irish hitmen are sent to the Dent residence to kill those within. Following a failed assassination of the Dent family, those same hitmen are killed with a bottle nipple and Thanksgiving decor around the scene. On that Christmas, Falcone's main bodyguard is killed in the same fashion, with Christmas decor as the only difference. This led to the title of Holiday for the mystery assailant. On New Year's Eve, while Batman is stopping Joker's attacks on Gotham, a man named Vernon Fields, who works for Harvey, finds leads to Bruce Wayne and Falcone, a sort of money laundering scandal. Before I forget to mention, the reason why Vernon made that connection to Bruce and Falcone is because the Wayne family and Falcone family are intertwined because of Thomas and Carmine Falcone, the lead mob boss, were good friends and good partners. Aboard the Falcone yacht, Carmine's son Alberto is killed by Holiday. Due to fear setting in on Carmine, he deploys Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Riddler, and Mad Hatter for protection. Poison Ivy captures Bruce until Catwoman comes to his rescue on St. Patrick's Day. The Riddler is almost killed by Holiday, only being spared as a message to Falcone. Coincidentally, this event happens on April Fool's Day. Following the deaths of thugs unworthy of names are killed by Holiday. After Bruce Wayne is saved by Catwoman, he is taken to court to testify his connections to the Falcone family. The prosecution states that Thomas Wayne saved Carmine's life, thus proving Bruce's connections to the Falcone family. Luckily, Alfred testifies and said there is no such official report that Thomas saved Carmine's life. The judge looks upon Wayne's favor and sets him free. During the Maroni case, which is the opposing mob family in Gotham, Sal Maroni claims that Falcone is involved in his father's death. Now this is where the comic gets really interesting. I'll explain it later, but you'll see what happens here. Sal Maroni is given a bucket of acid by Vernon Fields, Harvey's partner, scarring one side of Dent's face. Batman then heads to Arkham Asylum to interrogate Calendar Man. If you don't know who Calendar Man is, he only kills on certain days of the year. Calendar Man tells Batman that Holiday intends to kill Maroni, Sal, on Labor Day. Having succeeded in killing Maroni, Batman comes just in time to capture Holiday once and for all. The identity of Holiday turns out to be Roberto Falcone, who had apparently faked his death. Cutting back to Harvey, now Two-Face, he decides to hunt and kill both Carmine and Vernon for revenge. With Two-Face's arrest, he admits that they were two holiday killers. Both Batman and Gordon dismiss him completely. Upon the end of the comic, Gilda, Dent's wife, is moving some boxes in the house and burning such objects of importance, those of which are pistols, bottle nipples, and Dent's clothes. This reveals her to be the first holiday killer, who used Alberto by blackmailing him to frame him as the killer, all with the prime motive of being so that Harvey can be home more often. Okay, so cool. The Long Halloween. What's this have to do with Arkham Shadow? Well, as little as we know, or I know rather, as this is being recorded on October 13th, 2024, the Rat King is the main villain of the story. That doesn't mean that the storyline couldn't fit here, as we know that the game spans multiple nights. And another bit of hope is that another similarity of these two pieces of media share the same three protagonists: Batman, Gordon, and Dent. I can see them pulling this off, or at the very least giving a Two-Face origin story to the Arkhamverse, which I don't know if we, it's said in the bios on how he did, or gives a detailed, I don't imagine it gives a very detailed, but I know for a fact we haven't seen it anywhere at all. I really hope this comes to light, because ever since I found out about the Long Halloween comic, and I read more about it, it just sounds really interesting, and I think it would be perfect setup for a Batman Arkham game. One that would span multiple nights, obviously, but I think it would be perfect, and it would bridge that gap between Origins and Asylum. Now, it's on to the next topic, which is what happens after. That's not going to be in this game whatsoever. So now we get to what happens after. What is the fate of the Arkham franchise? Well, that depends on the success of Arkham Shadow and the demand for more, obviously. But what could the ideas be? Well, anything. But I would like to see more of the Arkham Knight DLC, A Matter of Family. I loved that DLC. I don't know if it was just me, but there was a special pizzazz about it. With Joker and Harley Quinn in their original outfits, and original from Batman animated series, and almost like a Lego Batman feel to it, which I also grew up with those games as well. It just made me so happy, and I really hope that type of game also gets some light, as a fully fledged one, because it was really fun, and I hope we see more of, for instance, this is going off script here, but Batman and Robin Eternal, which that's kind of a mixed bag, people that have different opinions about it. It's more varied of the Batman comics, but it introduces Cassandra Cain, which is rumored to be in the Arkhamverse. To give a brief synopsis of Batman and Robin Eternal. So it features the Bat family fighting David Kane, along with a part of the Bat family, Cassandra Cain, right? And then there's another part to it that's Batman and Robin, and it's his first time fighting a villain, one of Batman's arch enemies, and that would be Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow. And I think these would be cool to come to light. A Gotham Knights done the way everyone expected it to be, and not so much cartoony, have that cartoony feel to it. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough for this topic. Once again, like I stated at the beginning of the video, these are just my thoughts and opinions on Arkham Shadow pre-released. Add your comments down below. I'd like to hear them. And if I forgot something or like wrote something, add it in there. I look forward to all your comments and critiques and all that. Thank you all, and remember, the best is yet to come.